Good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of the New Millennials Daily. Today is March the 24th, 2019. Yes, I am paid a strong commission from the coffee growers all over the world. I am being what human beings call sarcastic, or perhaps even a little facetious. Although I even use these words incorrectly, perhaps it's ironic because I'm not telling you the truth. No one has ever given me any money to drink coffee. That is the truth. They should be giving me money because here I am promoting the coffee industry 1,000 years from now. Darn it, I'm always working. Sales, sales, sales. Now I'm being silly. I should call this episode Human Emotions Part B, but I have something else I would like to talk about today. Let me just share some coffee with you and we'll get right into it. Serious stuff. Oh, so serious here on the New Millennials Daily. As we speak, my wife is probably taxiing down the runway at Halifax International Airport, about to take off and fly in an airplane all the way to Toronto, where she will get off that plane and get on a different plane, which will take her to Barbados. And it's topical, so I'd like to talk about air travel. I'm always on about car travel, and we will probably swing this back to car travel. So air travel, yes, sure, we can go anywhere we want in the world in probably less than 24 hours, but we've already taken it for granted. My generation, I'm 45 years old, and I have been flying my entire life, so I've never known anything different. My parents also were quite accustomed to air travel, although back in that day it was a little newer, probably a little less common to just jump on an airplane. Now, my father's father would have been on an airplane even less. Those were the early days of flight. So, with the correct context of the human species inhabiting planet Earth, we have only had access to air travel for a very short time, while all of our industrial revolution has happened, our technological revolution has happened, and the population of the Earth is growing exponentially. And here we have already taken air travel for granted. And when there's an accident, we hear about it all over the world because an air accident is very sensational. Just 2 weeks ago, this very day, Ethiopian Airlines had a nasty crash. Taking off from the Addis Ababa airport, bound for Nairobi, 6 minutes into the flight, the airplane crashed and all 157 passengers on board were killed. This was a tragedy. This is still a tragedy. There's news stories all over the place. It's still going on, trying to get to the bottom of what happened, why there was a crash. And there were 18 Canadians aboard the aircraft. Since the Ethiopian Airlines crash 2 weeks ago, if you go by statistics and averages, so far in that 2-week period, 84 Canadians have been killed in car accidents since the plane crash. You know how I know? Because statistics tell us that 6 Canadians die every single day in a car accident. That's right, 2,000 a year. Did you know there's 1.25 million deaths in the world every year due to motor vehicle accidents? Those numbers are astounding. But hardly anyone pays attention to the news about car crashes. We're not all looking for the black box in the car crash to find out what happened, to get to the bottom of the car crash. Because everybody knows the reason we have so many accidents is because we let any idiot drive the car. So back to the Ethiopia Airlines crash. As I speak, they're studying the black box in France, and there's the blame game going on. So it's a big deal. Of course it's a big deal. Now, the connection between aircraft and automobile, I would like to see become more tangible. We think, well, they're two different things, and they are two different things, but they're still very heavy machines transporting us human beings from one place to another very quickly. The difference is, in airline travel, when you're aboard an aircraft, even if you're just a small private pilot in a two-seater, flying is taken dead seriously. The checks that must be taken before you take off, the rigorous training that a pilot has to go through before even being awarded his or her license, not to mention all of the protocols that they face every time they go into the air. And they have to be so careful and alert and maintain their skill level. But cars? Forget about it. Get your license when you're 18, we'll see you for an eye check when you're 65. So we're all got driver's licenses, flying around, eating, smoking, texting, and driving, being fucking idiots behind the wheel.
Fool, you're a blind fucking fool!
Killing 6 Canadians every day, and that's not in the news. Now, if a car accident happens to me, or a car accident happens to someone alive in the 21st century, it is a very big deal in their life. But it's not something where a country gets together to mourn the loss. I would like to see us treat the automobile and the licensing of automobiles as rigidly and as firmly as the airline industry. Unfortunately, the auto manufacturers and the insurance companies and all the economy that benefits from the sale of automobiles would never, ever hear of that. Because if we didn't let idiots drive...
I see the perp. We're in pursuit.
Officers report a reckless driver north of Los Fuente Blanca Ranch.
So, society's in a bit of a conundrum there, but this is a shout out for all the people who have died in planes, trains, and automobiles unexpectedly, struck down in their prime because they were just going somewhere.
That was entirely your fault!
Suspect has crashed.
Roger that.
All over the road.
Come boom!